This episode of Designing Minds features co-founder of Tronic Studio, Vivian Rosenthal. In part 2 of this 3-part series, Vivian champions her clients' willingness to embrace forward-thinking, if somewhat risky, projects. She and Jesse helped GE score a major deal while further exploring their concept of synthetic manipulation, a collision of the physical and digital worlds.
I'm Vivian Rosenthal, and I'm on Designing Minds. We've established a pretty specific aesthetic, which is not right for everyone. But usually when a brand comes to us, it's because they want to work with us. We don't have to push or sell an idea as hard as you would think because they're usually ready to take a risk. We do definitely try to make sure that whatever the vision was, that it's seen all the way through. Once we've represented what it is they're trying to communicate and what demographic they're trying to reach and how we're trying to improve upon whatever it is they're looking to do, then we're pushing for the same thing. And at that point, it's not a battle. We're both in it together. Right now we're witnessing a pretty radical shift in the advertising landscape, away from traditional media like television and print. And obviously there's been a movement towards the web, but beyond that, we're really seeing the advertising world and brands specifically themselves embrace experiential design, which is really using a physical space to do an installation, to do something that people can connect with more emotionally and have more of a lasting impression.
This was for Sharp, and it was an installation in Soho in Manhattan. And they obviously embraced a fairly artistic, unusual way of advertising. And for us, it was about, again, looking at how this technology was mimicking the reality around us so that the hummingbird that you see outside your window is basically the same or indistinguishable from the one that you see on your HD television screen.
We realized that there were these two flows of information. There was this organic flow, and then there was the digital flow or the synthetic flow. We came up with this term which we called synthetic manipulations, which was sort of looking at how technology is mimicking nature.
It wasn't so much taking a form in nature and using that as the basis of a creation or recreating it, but manipulating what was there.
What was critical to us was the word manipulation, because we realized that there wasn't a direct one-to-one relationship between digital reality and the physical one, but it was the manipulation of reality that was really interesting to us, because we could create something that was absolutely new, that we hadn't seen before. And that's something that we've just really continued to explore in our work, and is really been one of the key themes, is this sort of manipulation of reality which allows for abstraction. And I think that we're able to perceive and to recognize the basis or sort of the origin of things even when they're very abstracted. And so this project, Bloom, existed right in that uncomfortable position between the two. And it was something we had started earlier in our thesis work, but it was kind of existed on a much more theoretical level. And now we were really putting it to the test.
Log on next week for visually stunning demonstrations of Vivian's unique approach through the lens of some of her most progressive clients.